I think it's likely we'll see the Americans do one or two unexpected things in the next 6 months, but not because they think Trump is going to win. I think simply because Biden is going to have more time to think now that he doesn't have to run for office. The real question, of course, is what happens if Trump does win, in which case there would be a radical change. In addition to having a little more time, I think Biden also will be thinking about legacy now in a way that he wouldn't necessarily have been otherwise. And he'll be thinking about what state of affairs he wants to leave to President Harris. And obviously, both for her campaign and her presidency, the war in Ukraine should be going better rather than worse. I think the one thing that they really should be thinking about is allowing Ukraine to defend itself according to international law, which would mean Ukraine should be able to hit Russian airfields or any site in Russia from which a direct military threat is coming to Ukraine. That alone would make a difference. First of all, if Trump is president of the United States, I think Americans are going to be so preoccupied with themselves in one way or another that we won't really have foreign policy, at least for the first half of 2025. As far as what Trump would do with Ukraine, one has to remember that it's really anybody's guess. He's very unpredictable, but he's not someone who can apply himself to a problem. He'll look for some kind of easy solution, and what he suggested is that he believes that putting America's power behind Russia rather than Ukraine could force an end to the war. I think this is probably not true, but I think it's the thing that he's most likely to try.
Oh, except I'm wearing my glasses, which I'm not going to be doing during your interview.
If I were European, I'd be happy that President Biden has withdrawn from the race because it shows that America is a little bit less stultified and fossilized and predictable than it seemed. And I think Kamala Harris has a much better chance of winning this race than Joe Biden did, and that was Joe Biden's calculation as well. So in the middle term, I would be pleased probably with the situation, but in the long term, there's a basic lesson, which is that you can't let America be indispensable. You should create a situation in which a regional war, a major regional war like this one on your own continent is something that you can manage yourselves.